Good morning, America. Is a registered trademark of the Walt Disney Corporation, all rights reserved, and I probably shouldn't say that at 7 o'clock on a weekday morning. I might get in trouble. Happy Tuesday, 29th day of December 2020. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Down the road we go. Another day of weather. How do you describe the weather? That's a word, I suppose. Clouds and fog, clouds and fog. Things are going to change tonight. A little bit of light snow and then measurable snow on Wednesday. A winter weather advisory goes into effect at 11 o'clock tonight. Goes until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So we're going to get some snow here in the Wenatchee Valley, on the valley floor, close to the river, an inch, maybe an inch and a half. The higher up you go, the more snow you're going to get. Say maybe the East Wenatchee Bench, Fancher Heights could get a couple of inches. Waterville maybe 3 inches. Some of the canyons up near the, number 1, number 2 canyons, those kind of places. Here comes some snow. Get a little bit of a break, and then more active weather coming up over the weekend. And the passes are going to get a lot of snow. They're going to be measuring it in feet, especially this weekend. That all-important weather forecast for the last couple of days of 2020 is coming up. Plus, we got the news. And we got the sports. The Gonzaga men, no problems at all last night. Gonzaga women, another story. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. Also, some more reaction from the Seahawks on their big victory over the Rams on Sunday, getting ready to take on the 49ers for the last game of the regular season, and it's off to the playoffs. Plus, we got an opinion from Mike Mignotti, some celebrity birthdays today in history, and the obscure holiday to get to. We got a lot to get to. 31 degrees, overcast. Let's see what we got. Once again, Malcolm is pushing the buttons as Megan continues her holiday vacation. Good for her. That is the Wenatchee Heights camera. It looks like Malcolm has it moved a little bit to the east, so East Wenatchee is in there a little bit more than normal. And Wenatchee, of course, last I checked, Wenatchee would be on your left and East Wenatchee would be on your right. Having been born and raised here, I'm pretty confident that they haven't moved them yet. Good morning to the Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel. Camera number 2, is that Bill E. Goat? That is Billy Goat. That's a nice view. And I wait a minute, how come it's so much brighter up there? Well, it isn't. We closed down the iris or whatever it is that we do, the f-stop. I can't remember now. We opened up, so it lets in as much light as possible, and that's why it looks brighter than it actually is. It's actually not that bright at the top of Billy Goat, just like it's not that bright between my ears. Camera number 3. Ooh, let's see, Malcolm. What did you do here? Let me think. I'm looking. I'm thinking. That's got to be Wenatchee off into the distance. Steins Hill? Hey, I got one right. The reason I can tell Steins Hill, and what I usually use is any kind of device to figure out what I'm looking at, is I look for golf courses, and that's the Kashmir Golf Course in the middle of your screen. That's the thing that's covered in snow, that rectangular looking thing. That's the Kashmir Golf Course. You can see the fairgrounds and off into the distance, Wenatchee, Washington, USA, and beautiful Kashmir. And finally, to the Orondo Rock camera again. Just a friendly reminder for the folks who might be new to this program. The Sky-Fi towers, which has the cameras, the high-definition cameras on the top of them, for the Sky-Fi system to work, they have to be fairly high up in elevation. That's why they're on top of certain areas like Jump Off Ridge and Billy Goat. That's where the towers are, and that's where the Sky-Fi dishes are, and that's where the cameras are. But if it's low clouds and fog, a great deal of the time we can't use those cameras, so we have some of the lower cameras, and the Orondo Rock camera is one of the lower cameras that we have, so we can use it this time of the year when we're inundated with the low clouds and the fog. So we got a couple of slides for you. This is a repeat from yesterday, but it needs to be a friendly reminder about when we have a wintry mix that we're expecting. It could all of a sudden sneak up on you, and all of a sudden, hey, the roads are slick. What happened? Same deal with the sidewalks. So you get low clouds, you get fog, you get a little bit of light rain here and there, maybe some freezing drizzle, just enough snow flurries through the rest of the day today that could make for some slick driving conditions in some areas. Some roads are much more susceptible to black ice than others, so just a heads up on that. As far as snow tomorrow, and that's going to be the big thing we're going to be talking about, take a look at where you live. Most of the snow is going to be relegated to the Cascades and the Idaho Panhandle, and the Columbia Basin is looking pretty good. Wenatchee Valley, again, on the valley floor, where the Columbia River flows through the Wenatchee Valley, it's about 600 feet above sea level, a little over 600 feet. As a measuring stick, Pangbourne Memorial Airport is at 1,100 feet, so there's about a 500-foot difference in elevation. That could be all the difference in the world between 1 inch to 2 inch to even 3 inches of snow. Again, in the Wenatchee Valley, about an inch of snow expected overnight tonight. Starts overnight tonight. Most of the snow will come down on Wednesday morning. Not a lot, but just enough to make the Wednesday morning commute a little on the dicey side. And of course, the higher up you go in elevation, the more snow you are going to get on Wednesday. And again, a winter weather advisory starts at 11 o'clock tonight, goes until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. We catch a break on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day for the most part. And then more active weather coming up from the National Weather Service. Here we go. Another day of clouds and fog and clouds and fog. A couple of spotty snowflakes here and there, maybe a light drizzle here and there. We'll top off at 31. Yesterday's high and low was 35 and 30. That happens. What does that say, Malcolm? Happy New Year, whatever. Malcolm's a millennial, so he has that kind of attitude. We love him anyway. So again, very little temperature variation, clouds and fog today, 31 and 27, your high and low. The snow will come down overnight tonight into Wednesday. You'll be sleeping before the snow really gets going. And then you're going to wake up to some snow on Wednesday. Again, total accumulations anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, depending on where you call home. So the snow is going to be pretty widespread, nothing heavy, but just enough. Thursday, expect some snow melt, a little bit warmer with a high of 36 degrees and partly sunny skies on New Year's Day. Proper, mostly cloudy, some rain perhaps, not snow, except the higher elevations. Snow level is going to be about 2,500 feet throughout the weekend. So it's going to be rain below 2,500 feet and snow at 2,500 feet and above. As you can see, slightly warmer conditions with unsettled weather as we bid adieu to 2020. Good riddance. And we welcome 2021. Sunrise this morning will be at 7:48. It will not go up any later than that. It is the sunset. That's a little bit later now, 4:19, 8 hours and 31 minutes of daylight on this Tuesday, the 29th. And again, light snow tonight into Wednesday here in the Wenatchee Valley, right around an inch, maybe an inch and a half. The higher up you go, the more snow you're going to get. As far as the mountain passes are concerned, go now if you got to go because things are going to really deteriorate. That's a live shot of I-90 east of Snoqualmie Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway bare and dry. To Stevens we go. Traction tires are advised on Stevens Pass. Roadways bare and wet. You got some frost and ice in places. Again, traction tires are advised. Very poor visibility right at the summit of Stevens Pass. And a friendly reminder, the ski resorts in Stevens and at the summit of Snoqualmie, they're open, so you're going to find some pretty heavy traffic up at the summit of those two areas. Blewett Pass, which does not have a ski resort, is fine. Roadways bare and dry, some frost and ice in places, no advisories, no restrictions. Now for the passes, they have a winter weather advisory. That goes into effect midnight tonight all the way through Thursday at 4 a.m. Snow level right about 2,500 feet. They're going to get a lot of snow. Now nothing happening today. Tonight, we're talking about 3 to 7 inches of snow. 3 to 7 inches of snow possible tonight. On Wednesday, heavy snow. It's going to snow all day. 4 to 8 inches of snow in the mountain passes on Wednesday. On a Wednesday night, an additional couple of inches of snow. Then they catch a break, and then the snow will start coming down again on New Year's Day, Friday. And basically, it ain't going to stop. It's going to start snowing on New Year's Day, and it's going to snow Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday and into Monday. Perhaps some heavy snow as that system that's going to bring us rain is going to bring significant snow to the Cascades. All right. Going to take a break at 9 minutes after the hour and come back with your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
CVCH wants to make your winter just a little brighter with their Get Out and Explore gift giveaway. This December and January, visit cvchgetout.com and download fun, safe, and simple activity guides to 4 beautiful towns in our backyard: Wenatchee, Chelan, Cashmere, and Leavenworth. Most activities are free of charge and unique to the community you visit. So get out and explore. Visit cvchgetout.com for details.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group here in North Central Washington. And it's that time of year again. October 15th to December 7th, that is the time. If you have a Medicare plan, do I want to keep it or do I want to change it? For any of those questions, give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group because we're independent agents. We don't work with one company, we work with many companies because all of you have different situations and needs. So if you have questions about 2021 Medicare plans, give us a call, 888-2600.
31 degrees, overcast skies with some fog in places. Today is going to be just like it was on Monday and Sunday and Saturday and Friday, cloudy and foggy. Very little temperature variation. Snow overnight tonight, an inch, maybe 2 in the Wenatchee Valley on Wednesday, more in other locations. And then we'll have some snow melt on Thursday and rain, not snow, for the holiday weekend. Here are your headlines at 11 minutes after the hour. 2 men are now under arrest in last Wednesday's fatal shooting in a Wenatchee apartment. 47-year-old Shane Earl Hagan of Wenatchee and 25-year-old Brendan Kane Ripper of East Wenatchee booked into the Chelan County Jail over the weekend. Hagan, after treatment for a bullet wound to his leg. 36-year-old Jesus Manuel Garcia of Yakima shot to death in the incident. It happened about 3:20 Wednesday afternoon in the 600 block of Idaho Street. Hagan was hospitalized in police custody until he was released to jail on Saturday afternoon. He allegedly claimed to have shot himself accidentally while target shooting. Police say Ripper turned himself in on Sunday. The motives behind the gunman remain under investigation. Police say they're seeking charges against Ripper and Hagan for second-degree murder. Well, today's the day. Chelan County Commissioners, scheduled today anyway, to vote on an ordinance that could change the way short-term vacation rentals are regulated in unincorporated Chelan County. A lottery system, restrictions on waterfront operation, and limits on the number of guests allowed are all under consideration. Commissioners have debated for years how to make and enforce rules on the industry. There's currently a moratorium on new rentals of less than 1 month leasing in the county. About 400 people participated in an online public hearing about the proposals last week. Governor Jay Inslee said on Sunday that the state would provide about 94,000 Washingtonians a one-time boost in their unemployment benefits after a delay in that massive federal coronavirus bill left a week-long gap in those checks. Inslee said he authorized the $54 million expenditure after President Trump delayed signing the $90 billion coronavirus relief bill, which adds $300 a week to unemployment checks. Trump signed the bill Sunday night after insisting that $600 stimulus payments to Americans be increased to $2,000. Yesterday, the House voted 275 to 134 to approve the $2,000 payments, with 54 Republicans joining the vast majority of Democrats, but it faces an uphill battle in the Republican-controlled Senate. Well, as beautiful as it may be, that Christmas tree eventually got to go. You can't keep it up there in your home all year long, so the Wenatchee Boy Scout Troop Number 7, happy to take it off your hands. They've been doing this for years. It's their annual Christmas Tree Recycling Community Service Project. They're going to do it on January 2nd and again on January 9th at the Stemilt Organic Recycling Center on South Wenatchee Avenue. People can drop off their trees from 9 a.m. to 4 o'clock on those days. It's a free service, but they are asking for donations for scouting activities and scholarships. Washington gets a new top health official. In the midst of the pandemic, Dr. Umir Shah is the former director of public health for Harris County, Texas, and he took the job last week as Secretary of Health. He replaces Dr. John Wiseman. Among his first decisions, Shah must decide who will replace Kathy Laffey, Dr. Kathy Laffey, as the state's chief health officer.
I've hit the ground running. I met with Governor Inslee yesterday and his team, and they are fantastic in welcoming me here in Washington, and also remaining focused on, obviously, the news of the day and what has been on everybody's mind, which is COVID-19. In addition to that, I had the privilege to meet many in person, but many not in person, virtually, of our Washington Department of Health staff. And I just want to give an incredible amount of kudos to them for the incredible work that they have provided all these years under the leadership of outgoing Secretary John Wiseman, as well as this year with this pandemic. And I know this has been tough on everybody in public health, particularly at the state and local levels, but also at the federal and global levels. Dr. Lofi, after so many years of dedicated service to the residents of the state of Washington and the Department of Health, had her last day yesterday, and she is going to be missed. Both Secretary Weisman and Dr. Lofi are two big shoes to fill for someone like me. And so what I want to really do is take some time to really be able to understand better how things have been working, what are the roles and responsibilities, and how we can work through those together. Dr. Lindquist, and also recently we brought on Dr. Lutz, Bob Lutz, who was previously in Spokane, are helping with sharing some of the physician and medical responsibilities along with me. But at the same time, again, big shoes to fill with Dr. Lofi's departure, and we're going to work through that. But we have a little bit of time to do that, but it's going to take us some time to really work through that together.
Finally, this morning, this is a really cool story. A pair of state troopers rescued a dog that was wandering around on the median strip of Interstate 90. This happened just east of Moses Lake on Christmas Eve. Troopers Jason Espisher and Michael Valentine found the St. Bernard mix near I-90's intersection with Highway 17. They coaxed the friendly fellow back into the back seat of a State Patrol cruiser, rewarded him with some treats, and they transported the dog to the Grant. Oh, there it is. Hello, George. We're going to get a rabbit, George. Grant County Animal Outreach. Look at that dog. Moses Lake Police, by the way, reported that shortly after arrival, the wayward dog was reunited with its owner. You got to love those big old St. Bernard, don't you? That's a look at what's making headlines at 17 minutes after the hour. Grant and Eric and Cal and Malcolm and Uriah and whoever bothers to show up to the office today will be cobbling together a newscast for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And with a preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Thanks, Dan, and good morning. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, more winter weather is on the way. I'll let you know the timing of the next storm and where it will hit coming up in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And Eric Grandstrom will have more on the Seahawks' big win over the Rams on Sunday in sports. That and all the day's news headlines coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. I make a point to watch the news. I think it's important to keep myself in the loop, and we hope you do as well. Hey, you got a news tip? You want to drop us a note and just say hi or praise this program? You can. Use the internet. It's catching on. It's catching on. You can go to our Facebook page and use the Facebook Messenger app to get a hold of us. You can email us directly. Always a good idea. News at ncwlife.com, or go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Going to take a break. When we come back, we're talking Gonzaga basketball, men and women. A Wenatchee High School athletic legend recently passed away. We'll also talk more about the Seattle Seahawks. With sports, we'll have the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and everyone's entitled to Mike McNalty's opinion. It's all coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Celebrate the holidays with your friends and neighbors. Stop by and exchange a warm smile and a holiday greeting with these local businesses.
If your heating or cooling unit needs routine maintenance or an emergency repair, give Climatech a call. The staff at Climatech send your family warmest wishes for this Christmas season.
Fresh dough, real cheese, tasty ingredients, pizza made to order. From their kitchen to your oven, Papa Murphy's Pizza. Order today. Happy holidays from our family to yours.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
20 minutes after the hour, sports. Gonzaga, their men's basketball team, raced out to a 28-point halftime lead and cruised from there. They had no problems. They beat Northern Arizona 88-58 yesterday. Joel Ayayi had a double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds to lead Gonzaga. They're 8-0 now on the year. Drew Timme, 14 points. Dominic Harris coming off the bench. He scored 12 for the Bulldogs. Gonzaga was playing without the services of Jalen Suggs, according to the team. Jalen suffered a right leg injury in the win over Virginia on Saturday. Gonzaga will host the Dixie State Trailblazers tonight at 6 o'clock in Spokane. Loyola Marymount missed a three-pointer with 2 seconds left. Gonzaga held on, barely. 65-62 the final last night in college basketball, women's college basketball. The game saw 7 lead changes and 8 ties before it was settled as the Bulldogs improved to 6-2 on the season, 1-0. In West Coast Conference play, Okanagan grad Jill Townsend led the way for Gonzaga. She had 19 points, Jen Worth 14, Kaylee Trong 11 points. Gonzaga, the ladies, will continue on the road. They'll be at Pepperdine in beautiful Malibu Wednesday at 5 o'clock. One of the greatest athletes ever to come out of the Wenatchee Valley passed away earlier this month. Elvin Al Worley graduated from Wenatchee High School in 1964 as a 3-sport athlete in football, basketball, baseball. He earned a football scholarship at the University of Washington. He started as a defensive back as a senior with the Huskies. Worley set an NCAA record with 14 interceptions in a season. 52 years later, that record still stands, and he was also a consensus All-American football player from the college ranks from his senior year. He was elected to the University of Washington Hall of Fame in 1992, the Wenatchee High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 1995 as part of their inaugural class. Worley passed away after a long battle with dementia and Parkinson's. He was 74 years old. If there's one thing the Seahawks can attribute to their NFC West title, it's been a turnaround on its defense. Seattle was the worst defense in the NFL at the midpoint of the season. They allowed an average of 455 yards per game, 362 yards of those through the air. But since then, the Seahawks defense ranks as one of the best, allowing 302 total yards of offense and just 203 yards through the air. Coach Pete Carroll said, hey, they had all the parts. They knew they had all the parts all along. They just had to figure out how to put all the parts together and make it work.
This is a really obvious, it's a dramatic shift, and it is statistically more than anything. We had the guys to do some good football here a while back. We just weren't numbering out right. But it's now in the last, to go 7 weeks of really, really good football, that's a good turnaround now, and I'm really happy for everybody, obviously, and the coaches and the players and all that. But most of all, that we're hitting it at the right time. That's what's really valuable. And there's some. Yeah, I know you guys you listen to the TV broadcast, so you get their version of things and all. And somebody said, I've been so optimistic. When have I not been optimistic? So I don't know if that really is a big statement about us turning it around and all that. But this has come really through hard work and discipline and trust and belief and all that. It is about believing in people, and that it's the players believing in each other as well as their coaches and all that. And so it has been a dramatic shift in a sense. But the most important thing is that we're playing good football now. That's what's important.
One of the biggest reasons for the improvements in the Seahawk defense, I mean, who's kidding who? It's Jamal Adams. They got him in that offseason trade with the Jets. Adams leads the team in sacks. He's got 9.5 and shares the team lead in quarterback hits with 14 and tackles for a loss with 10. Coach Pete Carroll says GM John Schneider gets all the credit for bringing Adams to Seattle.
What has taken place with Jamal in the midst of this defense, he has really emerged as a terrific football player and facet to this thing. We were talking about that way right away. We could see it early on, but he is, now that he's really embraced the whole system and he knows where he's going and where everybody else is, and he really has command of all of it. He's just been a huge factor, and he's a huge factor on regular plays. From one play to the next, it's just the way he takes on blocks. He set up a great play that Shaq made on a tackle at the line of scrimmage. By the way, he took on his blockers to force the football. I mean, he's factoring into other people's play because he's given it up in such fashion. So this is what we had hoped for. This is the guy that we thought we may be able to get, and it's why we thought it was worth it, and it's been obvious.
Seahawks wrap up the regular season on Sunday. They're taking on the 49ers, but the game will be played in Arizona because of COVID restrictions in Santa Clara County. That'll be 1:25. You can check local listings, or you can watch the game on Fox. Your choice. Those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this Tuesday, the obscure holiday can't seem to get rid of these food-related holidays. If you like food-related holidays, wait till tomorrow. One of the best. But today we're talking about the soup that won the war. We're talking about pepper pot. And today is National Pepper Pot Day. They still sell the soup. I saw it at the store the other day. Campbell's soup, pepper pot soup. They sell it right there at the store. The origins and why today is National Pepper Pot Day was on December 29th, 1777, during the Revolutionary War. We all know Valley Forge, cold, miserable. George Washington trying to keep the troops alive and morale up as they were camped in Valley Forge for the winter, a brutal winter. They were running out of food. What happened was all the local farmers, they grew their crops, they harvested their crops in the autumn of 1777, and they sold them all to the British because the British said, we'll give you money. And the Continental Army didn't have any money. So, farmers are farmers. They need the dough. So, in any event, they started running out of food, and on December 29, 1777, George Washington went to the cook, the Army's cook, and said, can you prepare something, anything that's warm? So, we need to boost morale and keep these guys healthy. And the chef, he rounded up some peppercorn, some small bits of meat, whatever he could find, tripe, other ingredients, potatoes, a couple of hunks of celery, some carrots, whatever he can get his hands on. Threw them all in a big pot. The main ingredient was pepper, and it became pepper pot soup. The troops loved it. They ate it. They scarfed it down. It was nicknamed the soup that won the war. Today is National Pepper Pot Day. There are recipes for homemade pepper pot soup. I would recommend you have pepper. That would help. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Happy birthday, Texas. Yes, the Lone Star State joined the Union. On this date, December 29th, 1845, the Republic of Texas, of course it was an independent country all of its own, was admitted as the 28th state. So it's 175 years old as far as its association with this great country, the Lone Star State. Texas is second in size behind Alaska from a geographical standpoint. From a population standpoint, it's also number 2 behind California. Over the years, Texas has flown the flag of 6 different countries. First, Spain had it, then Mexico, and then for about 2 weeks, I think France owned Texas. And then they were their own Republic of Texas, and then the Confederate States of America, and then finally the United States of America flag. Texas has 254 counties. That is by far more than any other county, more than any other state. 254 counties. That's a lot of counties. Texas has not elected a Democrat to statewide office in 28 years. Yeah, that's an amazing fact. We've all heard the term "don't mess with Texas," which is supposed to be, as a Texas pride. It actually began in the mid-1960s as an anti-littering campaign. Don't mess with Texas means don't throw garbage out the window when you drive down the highway. And then it became something else altogether. If you're pregnant, you probably don't want to have your baby in Texas. This is a startling statistic. The rate by which Texas women die from pregnancy-related complications is 24 per 100,000. That's the highest maternal mortality rate in the developed world. Wow, that's amazing. And finally, 40% of all executions in the United States happens in Texas. Happy birthday to the Lone Star State. Boy, not a good day in American history. 130 years ago today, December 29th, 1890, the Wounded Knee Massacre happened at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in the Dakotas. The Lakota tribe was disarmed. They were left with about 25 rifles to do hunting and that was it. So the 7th Cavalry disarmed the Lakota tribe, and since the Lakota tribe didn't have any more rifles, they didn't slaughter them. Killed about 300 of them for no reason whatsoever. The United States of America apologized to the Lakota tribe in 1990. The Wounded Knee Massacre took place on this date 130 years ago today. That's the mass burial of the frozen bodies a couple of years later. One of the strangest plane crashes in history happened on this date, December 29th, 1972. Eastern Airlines Flight 401 crashed into the Everglades. It was a flight from LaGuardia Airport in New York City to Miami International Airport. As they were beginning their final descent and their final flight check, when the landing gear went down, the wheels, the indicator light for the front wheel didn't light up. So they didn't know if it was locked into position or not because it wouldn't light up. Turns out that the bulb burned out. They didn't know that at the time. And so they sent the engineer down to, there's a little thing, and you go down into the plane, and there's a little thing, and you can look at it, and you can physically observe if the front landing gear is down and in the locked position. So he went down there to troubleshoot. In the meantime, the pilot and the co-pilot, they put the plane into autopilot, and they were just in a holding pattern. They were trying to fix the bulb. Do you take it out? How do we know? Then they accidentally disengaged the autopilot. The plane was descending so slowly that they didn't know it was descending, just a little bit at a time. Then the warning thing went off, said, hey, you're descending. Did you know that? But the guy who gets the notice that the plane is descending was the engineer who wasn't there. They flew right into the Everglades, didn't even know it. There was no warning at all, just boom. Happened on this date 48 years ago today. And finally, way back in 1947, hey, we won the war, Great Britain, yay. Great Britain had no dough. They were bankrupt. Great Britain went to the United States and said, we're really good partners. If it wasn't for you guys, you got some dough. You give us some money. You can loan it to us. We'll pay you back. We just got no money. Wars are expensive. This was in 1947. So the bankrupt government of Great Britain went to the United States. The United States said, yeah, we'll loan you some money. How much you need? They said, we need $3.75 billion. This was in 1947. And so the United States loaned them $3.75 billion at 2% interest. Not bad. And on December 29th, 2006, 14 years ago today, they paid it back. They finally wrote the final check, and their post-war debt to the United States was paid for. They borrowed $3.75 billion. They repaid, after interest, $7.5 billion. And they wrote the final check on this date 14 years ago today. Think about that next time you have a big mortgage payment coming your way. 33 minutes after the hour, birthdays. We always do presidents, whether they were good, bad, or mediocre. And Andrew Johnson was absolutely one of the worst presidents in this country's history. He was born in the state in 1808, died in 1875 at the age of 66. He had a pretty hard act to follow. Abe. Andrew Johnson was the 17th president of the United States. Now, he had a terrible childhood. He was born into poverty in Raleigh, North Carolina. He never attended school. It wasn't until after he was married that his wife taught him to read and to write. He eventually went all the way to become a senator in Tennessee. And when the Civil War began and all the states in the South seceded, Andrew Johnson was the only senator to not resign his position. He was a Southern Democrat, and he was all for the Confederacy, but he said this war is going to kill you, so don't do it. He stayed behind. He was loyal to the Union. Of course, while he was president, he was impeached by the House of Representatives, acquitted by the Senate by one vote. When he was sworn in as vice president on March 4th, 1865, he was drunk, gave a rambling speech, and everybody went, oh, geez. He went into hiding after that and eventually got the gig. By the way, when he returned to Tennessee after his presidency, he got a little vindication back, Andrew Johnson did. He was elected to the Senate out of Tennessee, back to the Senate in 1875. So he is the only former president who served in the Senate, Andrew Johnson. born in the state in 1808. The saga of Billy Tipton is an interesting one. Billy Tipton was a jazz pianist, occasional saxophone player. Billy Tipton, fairly well known in jazz circles. Billy Tipton spent the last 20 years of his life in Spokane. The Billy Tipton Trio played jazz clubs and nightclubs, and they were very popular with the locals there in the Lilac City. Billy Tipton. Billy Tipton had a wife of 29 years, 3 adopted sons. Billy Tipton was born in the state in 1914. When Billy Tipton died in 1989, at the age of 74, it was discovered during the autopsy that Billy Tipton wasn't a guy. Billy Tipton was a woman. I kid you not. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. He kept it to himself. Amazing story. He had a wife of 29 years and 3 adopted sons. It wasn't until after Billy Tipton died that they found out that Billy Tipton was born a woman. Never told anybody. Mary Tyler Moore. Oh, we love Mary Tyler Moore. We miss her. She's been gone now for 3 years. The Dick Van Dyke Show, of course, and then the Mary Tyler Moore Show. The star of that iconic 1970s sitcom. Got an Academy Award nomination for Ordinary People. Made bunches of money producing television hits. And was just an all-along classy lady. Mary Tyler Moore, born in the state of 1936. Ted Danson, this will make you feel old, 73 today. Of course, his breakout role, Sam Malone on Cheers. Cheers ran for 11 seasons, and Ted Danson was nominated 11 consecutive years. All 11 years that Cheers was on the air, Ted Danson was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Acting in a Comedy Series. He won 2 of them. Went on to be in Becker, CSI, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Damages, and he'll star in a new show called Mr. Mayor, which debuts next month on CBS. Happy 73rd birthday to Ted Danson. Going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Magnotti has got an opinion. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, 75% of us Americans consider ourselves Christians. Well, that's great. But our tendency as Americans, particularly those on the political right, we tend to mix our Christianity with our patriotism, and that's a big mistake. I mean, love of country is fine, but if my patriotism causes me to somehow justify something other than love your neighbor as yourself, as somehow concurrent with my faith, I've crossed the line. And that's true, particularly in this day and age. Because, of course, when Jesus identified your neighbor, he was telling you to consider it was who you deem most objectionable. God is not going to protect or bless America at the expense of any other nation. And there's absolutely no reason to believe that America has a special place in God's heart over and above anyone else. I mean, I love being American too. I don't. But doing so doesn't trump my faith. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Experience the difference in Manson at Mountain View Lodge, where you can park and leave your car and your cares behind. Your winter package starts at just $109, featuring treats from the Coffee Cabin at Rio Vista, Wine Girl Wines, and the North Shore Cafe. Call Mountain View Lodge and Resort or book online. Stay the night. Your room is ready.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Little 4-point. It's a nice coconut. Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life Channel.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Hi, this is Rick Walkley, owner of Value Plus Medical Supply. We take pride in our excellent customer service. In the medical supply business, it's important to know and understand the wide variety of customers' needs. We have a fully trained staff to assist you, a registered nurse, an orthopedic tech, medical supply tech, and EMT. We want you to have the best information possible to make a good decision. People come to us with their problems, and we have solutions. Stop by Value Plus Medical Supply on Mission in Wenatchee.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Sun is almost up. It's certainly bright enough to see the Wenatchee Valley, as you can see behind my left shoulder. Overcast and 31 degrees, and we're going to do it all over again today, just like we've had for the last 4 or 5 days in a row. Going to be cloudy, going to be foggy, not a lot of sun breaks, just kind of there. Snow coming our way overnight tonight into Wednesday. We'll take that one more look at that weather forecast in detail before this show wraps up. But first, another look at our headlines on this Tuesday morning. 2 men are now under arrest for last Wednesday's fatal shooting in a Wenatchee apartment. 47-year-old Shane Earl Hagan of Wenatchee and 25-year-old Brendan Kane Ripper of East Wenatchee booked into the Chelan County Jail over the weekend. Hagan, after treatment for a bullet wound to his leg. 36-year-old Jesus Manuel Garcia of Yakima was shot to death in the incident. This happened about 3:20 Wednesday afternoon in the 600 block of Idaho Street. Hagan was hospitalized in police custody until he was released on Saturday, where he was sent off to jail. Hagan allegedly claimed to have shot himself accidentally while target shooting, and then police say Ripper turned himself in on Sunday. Now, the motives behind the gunfire remain under investigation. Police say they're seeking charges against Ripper and Hagan of second-degree murder. Well, it's a big day today for Chelan County Commissioners. They are expected to vote today on an ordinance that could change the way short-term vacation rentals are regulated in unincorporated Chelan County. A lottery system, restrictions on waterfront operation, limits to the number of guests allowed, they're all under consideration. Commissioners have debated for years how to make and enforce rules in that industry. There's currently a moratorium on new rentals of less than 1 month leasing in Chelan County. About 400 people participated in an online hearing about the proposals last week, and then the vote is expected to come today. Governor Jay Inslee said on Sunday the state would provide about 94,000 Washingtonians a one-time boost in their unemployment benefits after a delay in that massive federal coronavirus bill left a 1-week gap in those checks. Inslee said he authorized the $54 million expenditure after President Trump delayed signing the $900 billion coronavirus relief bill, which adds $300 a week to unemployment checks. Trump signed the bill Sunday night after insisting that $600 stimulus payments to Americans be increased to $2,000. Now, yesterday, the House voted 275 to 134 to approve the $2,000 payments. 54 Republicans joined with the vast majority of Democrats, but it faces an uphill battle in the Republican-controlled Senate. Well, as beautiful as it may be, that Christmas tree in your living room or wherever you have it is eventually got to go. And once again this year, Wenatchee Boy Scout Troop Number 7. Be happy to help you out in that department. They've been doing this for years, and the troop is going to be holding their annual Christmas Tree Recycling Community Service Project this Saturday, January 2nd, and the following Saturday, January 9th. And it's going to happen at the Stamilt Organic Recycling Center at 1465 South Wenatchee Avenue. You can drop off your tree from 9 a.m. to 4 o'clock again this Saturday and Saturday the 9th. It's a free service, but they're asking for donations so scouting activities and scholarships can continue unabated. Washington gets a new top health official now in the midst of the pandemic. Dr. Umir Shah is the former director of public health for Harris County, Texas, and he took on the job last week as Secretary of Health. He replaces Dr. John Wiesman. Among his first decisions, he's got to decide who to replace Dr. Kathy Lofi as the state's chief health officer.
I've hit the ground running. I met with Governor Inslee yesterday and his team, and they are fantastic in welcoming me here in Washington, and also remaining focused on obviously the news of the day and what has been on everybody's mind, which is COVID-19. In addition to that, I had the privilege to meet many in person, but many not in person, virtually, of our Washington Department of Health staff. And I just want to give an incredible amount of kudos to them for the incredible work that they have provided all these years under the leadership of outgoing Secretary John Wiesman, as well as this year with this pandemic. And I know this has been tough on everybody in public health, particularly at the state and local levels, but also at the federal and global levels. Dr. Lofi, after so many years of dedicated service to the residents of the state of Washington and the Department of Health, had her last day yesterday, and she is going to be missed. Both Secretary Wiesman and Dr. Lofi are two big shoes to fill for someone like me. And so what I want to really do is take some time to really be able to understand better how things have been working, what are the roles and responsibilities, and how we can work through those together. Dr. Lindquist, and also recently we brought on Dr. Lutz, Bob Lutz, who was previously in Spokane, are helping with sharing some of the physician and medical responsibilities along with me. But at the same time, again, big shoes to fill with Dr. Lofi's departure, and we're going to work through that. But we have a little bit of time to do that, but it's going to take us some time to really work through that together.
Finally, I just love this story. A pair of state troopers were able to rescue a dog, a big dog that was wandering around I-90 just east of Moses Lake on Christmas Eve. There he is. Hello, you big dog. Troopers Jason Ashbisher and Michael Valentine, they found the St. Bernard mix near I-90's intersection with Highway 17. They coaxed the big old dog into the back seat of their patrol cruiser. I've been in the back seat of a patrol cruiser, and the dog took it a lot better than I did. They rewarded him with some treats, and then they brought the dog to the Grant County Animal Outreach. Hello, you big dog. And then Moses Lake Police report that Shortly after the dog arrived, the dog was reunited with its owner. Love those happy endings. All right, 50 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take another trip around the Wenatchee Valley with our cameras around the valley, and we'll do your weather forecast one more time. Also take you up to the mountain passes as well. You're watching a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent at Springwater Insurance Group. And for next year's plans, there's some really special ones coming out. One in particular has no premium to it. 0 premium. That's pretty neat, especially if you're a veteran who has TRICARE or VA or CHAMPS VA, because you can utilize 2 plans at the same time. If you have questions about this and like more information, give us a call at 888-2600.
It's the Ford Built for the Holiday sales event going on now at Pat Armstrong Ford. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Pat Armstrong Ford. Our deals are built for joy. Get 0% APR for 60 months on a 2020 Ford Expedition, plus $22.50 trade assist and 90-day deferred payment. Dash in for deals and save by the sleigh load. Unlock your merry today at Pat Armstrong Ford. We are community strong in East Wenatchee.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Merry Christmas, Wenatchee Valley. Collins is decorated and fully stocked with wonderful gifts. Luxurious cashmere wraps and sweaters, stylish coats to keep you warm, adorable at-home wear from PJ Salvage, socks, fresh popcorn treats, caramels from Boston, natural candles from Bend, Oregon in differing scents, hand-carved soaps, beautiful and amazing lather, scarves, coats, etc., etc., and the largest Brighton assortment of jewelry and handbags in North Central Washington. Ladies, come in and fill out your wish list, and we will wrap it up at Collins in downtown Wenatchee.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
We are back at 53 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Now that the sun is up and has been for about 6 minutes officially, we can take another look around Wenatchee Valley, North Central Washington, with our cameras. It looks like Malcolm has maybe zoomed the cross camera back a little bit. That's what it looks like to me. These cameras are called PTZ cameras, and that's an acronym for pan, tilt, and zoom. So you can pan them. That means you can go move them around left and right. You can tilt them. You can go up and down, or you can zoom in and out. And that particular camera, the one that we use probably more often than any other camera, is also a 4K camera, which means it cost us $4,000, I think, something like that. So good morning to the Wenatchee Valley proper. We got some snow coming our way. Not a lot, but it's coming. Passes are going to get hammered this weekend, by the way. Wait till you hear that. Let's see what we're off to. That looks to be, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Tell me. Blag Mountain, I knew it. It was not coming out of my tongue. Blag Mountain is high above Peshastin. I mean, way up there. That's quite the climb. to get up to the top of Black Mountain. It's a spectacular view when you can see it. So somewhere down there is Leavenworth. That's normally what we'd be looking at. It's really an incredible view up there at Black Mountain. It is quite the trip. I've been up there to the Black Mountain Sky-Fi Tower site. In the middle of summertime, when you can simply drive up there, it's still a good half an hour of switchbacks, and the whole time you're driving up there, you're hoping nobody else is driving back down. So good morning to Black Mountain, high above beautiful Peshastin. It's back to Steins Hill in Kashmir, which used to bill themselves as the early American city of Kashmir. You remember that? They don't do that anymore. I don't know why. You can see a little equipment action there in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Looks like some transformers providing power to the top of Steins Hill. So that's a panoramic, beautiful view of Kashmir. Of course, all the orchards are just sitting there, not doing much. I think you can see Captain Wagner's palatial estate to the right there. I can't quite make that out. And the Kashmir Golf Course in the middle of your screen, as is the fairgrounds. Beautiful view there from Steins Hill. And finally, we're back to the Rondo Rock camera, and that is zoomed back about as far as it can get. I believe that's Lake Antioch that's dominating your view. Turtle Rock way off in the distance. Even farther off in the distance is Rocky Reach Dam, and then the Wenatchee Valley. And you can actually even see the very tip top of Mission Ridge. Pretty impressive view there. Very light traffic. By the way, I've noticed this. I ran some errands yesterday afternoon. A lot of people taking some time off. Traffic around the Wenatchee Valley was very light yesterday, and I think it's just that time of the year. That week between Christmas and New Year's is one of those weeks where it's just kind of. And this year, of course, with both Christmas and New Year's Day, both holidays falling on a Friday, back-to-back 3-day weekends. I can get used to that real quick. Okay, we have a couple of slides to show for you. Once again, can't stress this enough. There are some spots out there that are going to sneak up on you if you have to drive in certain areas that don't get a lot of sunlight, narrow canyons, things like that, where the snow melts a little bit and then freezes overnight, or maybe gets a little bit of freezing drizzle or some freezing fog. There can be some slick roadways, so just a heads up on that. This is the big thing. How much snow are we going to get from 4 a.m. Wednesday to 4 a.m. Thursday? For the Wenatchee Valley, again, here on the valley floor, downtown and right around the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area, we're looking at maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a half, 2 at the absolute most. But then you start going up in elevation and you're talking maybe 3 or 4 inches in places like number 1 Canyon, number 2 Canyon. Pangbourne Airport could get more than 2 inches of snow. Omak, Brewster, Okanagan, those kinds of areas that get more snow than the Wenatchee Valley proper. We have a winter weather advisory, by the way, which goes into effect at 11 o'clock tonight, goes until 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So as far as snow accumulation, as you can see there, most of it is going to be relegated to either the Cascades or the Idaho Panhandle, but we are going to get a little bit of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. From the National Weather Service, take a look at it. Again, we're going to do it all over again today. This is like the 5th or 6th day in a row. We're just going to have clouds and fog and clouds and fog. 31 and 27 are high and are low. Snow tonight about midnight or so. You're going to wake up tomorrow morning. It's going to be snowing. It'll taper off by, noon or so on Wednesday, maybe a little bit more, a little longer than that. Again, a couple of inches of snow possible on Wednesday. It's not going to last very long. Snow level tomorrow is going to be at 1,300 feet. It's going to go up to 1,500 feet Wednesday night, but by that time, the system will have petered itself out. Thursday looks pleasant. Some snow melt. Happy New Year, whatever, on Friday with a chance of rain. As you can see, warmer conditions and wet conditions are coming our way for the New Year's weekend. But what is rain in the Wenatchee Valley is going to be snow in the major mountain passes. Let's go to the passes while we're on the topic. Right now, no problems on I-90, no advisories, no restrictions. You're good to go. Stevens Pass is a traction tire advisory, but the roadway is mostly bare and wet. Visibility much better. You can see there's some folks skiing up there. Blewett Pass, you're fine. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway is bare and dry. They're going to get 3 to 7 inches of snow tonight in the mountain passes, 4 to 8 inches of snow on Wednesday, and then 2 to 4 inches on Wednesday night. They get a break on Thursday and on Friday, on New Year's Day for the most part. And then starting Friday night, it's going to snow and snow and snow and snow in the Cascades, a lot of it. That's it for us. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.